Hi guys, sunny day. I've got a request from Lodhi121. He wants a simple car that will carry 200 grams for 1 metre. I assume he means a rubber band powered car, and it just happens to be Sunday today where I put all the rubbish out for the recycling, so I've had to search to see what I can find to use because everything's already out in the bin and crushed up. I did find this cardboard box which my printer filament comes in, and this is about, what's that, 210 by 210. Okay, so that's a piece of cardboard. Which, if we're careful, we can separate out. Right, so that's our bit of cardboard. It's a bit smaller than I would like. I would like it to have been longer so we get more rubber bands on it. But he only needs me to go 1 metre. That's nothing. People usually want me to do 5 metres or 10 metres. And 200 grams, I had a quick look. See what I'd got that was 200 grams. This tin of tuna chunks comes in at 200 grams. So all I've got to do is carry that on a rubber band powered car for 1 metre. I think I can do that with a bit of card like this. With a bit of care. What we need is some wheels. Now, I would prefer to use CDs, but you said something that was simple to make, so I'm assuming by simple to make he needs minimum components. So I'll make it all out of cardboard apart from the axles, which will be bamboo canes, barbecue skewers, something like that. Oh, and obviously a rubber band, or 2 or 3. Right, so we already measured this, 210 wide. So if we come in 50, and 50. So I don't like cardboard wheels. They tend to spin. They don't grip very well. But we will go for it. Cardboard wheels. And if I make that 50, and then place that on here, I'll cut these out in a minute. They won't be perfect, but they should be good enough to let us go 1 metre. Right, I'll cut them out in a minute. And then the car itself, I could do with a small tray. So we'll do similar to what we did there. Measure in 50 50 and 50. Go about 20 over the end, we can make some bits that we can fold up. An ordinary cardboard box would do this job for us anyway, but we'll make it from scratch. Let's go 20 up there, 20, 20, 20. I'm going to use super glue to glue this together. Sticky tape would probably do the job. The biggest problem will be getting it to go straight. You want to try and keep your wheels or axles parallel. So 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre. This is where the axle holes will go. 1 centimetre. 1 centimetre or 10 millimetres, whichever way you like it. Try it here. Try it there. We'll come in 20 there. 10 at that end, so that's actually 180. Between the two axles, 20, did I say 180? Yeah, it is. 20 in there, and there. So that's where our axle holes will be. Depending on what axle you're actually going to use, right, super glue I'm going to put in those holes that I just made for the axles. Because that actually stiffens the cardboard up. Right, cutting. We have a cutting board so we don't cut a hole in the table. Right, that's going to be our car. Can't see where I've put my scissors at the moment, but I'll cut the circles out in a minute. Right, I'm going to use the metal ruler to push into where I've drawn those lines, and that'll help us fold it. We've already got folds up there. So if I cut them just there. And when we fold that up, we can glue them on there, and that will hold it in place. Probably have to open those holes up a little bit more in a minute. This will do for now. Right, so that's our tray. So these will probably have closed up a little bit. It's important that these holes are larger than your axle, because it's got to be loose in there. I'll just get a couple of bamboo canes. Right, bamboo canes, if you get them in a pack like this from the supermarket or whatever, you will find that there'll be quite a variation in them. Some of them will be nice and straight, and some of them will have quite a curve on them. Right, I made that distance there 20 millimeters, and that distance only 10 millimeters. That's going to be the front, that's going to be the back. We need a bit of extra space to be able to wrap the rubber band around the axle. Right, let's have a look. That looks nice and loose. I think that one might be a bit tighter because that one's a bit thicker. Oh yes, that one's too tight. That looks all right. Come on. Through the hole, yes. So that's our basic car. Now at the moment I'm planning to have the rubber band underneath, because we want to be able to put that on top, or we could just put another piece of card over there so it can sit on there. Have we got enough spare? Yeah, I think we'll have enough spare there, so we might do that. We might have it on top because it's easier if the rubber band's visible, so you can actually wrap it around the axle easily. Right, I'll go and find what I've done with my scissors and I'll cut these circles out. I would recommend using CDs or DVDs for wheels For a start, they're round. You don't have to worry about trying to cut carefully and make them into circles. And on top of that, they work really well. The majority of my rubber band powered cars have CDs for wheels. Card like this has a habit of warping, flexing. You could try stiffening it up by running super glue around it. Again, because super glue makes things rigid. I will fast forward this video so you don't have to sit and watch me do this repetitive bit of work. Anything that's a good circle will make a good wheel. If you've got paint tins, they've usually got nice circular lids. If somebody's been painting the house. Quite a few household items have nice circular lids. Right, I'm doing this, you don't have to do it, but I'm doing this to try and stiffen it up a little bit and stop it warping. If you're using super glue, try not to stick your fingers together. If you do stick your fingers together, don't panic. If you try and pull them apart quickly, you'll hurt yourself. If you do it gently, it will work and you will be able to get your fingers apart. So this is just a bit of extra that I'm adding. It's not necessary, but it might just make these wheels last a little bit longer before they start bending. Right, that's the wheels. We do need somewhere to attach the rubber band. That's a bit weaker than I'd hoped. Right, I'm going to glue a piece on here just to stiffen it up. There somewhere. And then we want a hole through there. If you had something sharp to make the hole, that would help. Okay, that's where we're going to attach the rubber band. And then I did say we'd put a piece of card over here to support the weight that we're going to put on there. Just make sure none of those are stuck together yet. Nope, they're still nice and separate. Sounds like my tea's ready. Right, we'll have that on there so we can rest that on top. Right, so we've got the holes where the compass went through the middle. Right, one thing you don't want is the wheels to be that close together. You need a bit of a gap. Oh, right away I've got a problem there because that's going to catch on there. We want them to be out a little bit. So, easiest thing to do is put some spacers in there. If you've got a drinking straw, that'll be ideal. Drinking straw. So these will be spacers. To keep the wheels away from the bodywork. This thin axle I'm going to use at the front. Right. Spacer. Bit of super glue. And try and keep the wheels so they're going to be upright, parallel, whatever word you want to use. Same at the back. So you've got to have a little bit of play there. Right, we're nearly ready. Might be worth checking the bodywork because you want all four wheels to touch the ground at the same time. If they don't all touch the ground, if say that one touches the ground and that one doesn't, sorry, you can't see that, if that one touches the ground and that one doesn't, it makes the car think that you're trying to turn right because that's the only one that's touching the ground. So you'll have problems with it going straight. You can trim these off. I'm not going to, but you could trim them off so they don't stick out everywhere. So we need a rubber band to go up the middle. I don't think you're going to need much power here. I just think that one, thin one, is going to be enough, but you can join them together if you need to. To make them longer. Or if you've only got one, you can use a piece of cotton to go round there, to go from the front of the car to the axle. You might want to cut a little bit of wood and glue it on there so you've got a hook to wind it up easily, to hook the rubber band onto. But I'm going to demonstrate, if I can find the right rubber band, just wrapping it round the axle and it will hold itself in place. Go on, through the hole. That hole's not quite big enough. Right, there we are. So through the hole, through itself. That's the front done. Under our little tray. That's actually a bit tighter than I wanted it to be. But then if we just wrap that round so it goes over itself. Try and do this so you can see it, but my fingers get in the way. Right. There we go. Once it's over itself, it holds itself in place. But this rubber band's a bit stronger than I intended it to be. I thought that was going to be a nice weak rubber band, but it's a bit stronger than I meant. If we put that one on there. Oh dear. That broke. Right, in that case we'll join 3 of these together so it's long enough. Yep. Through the hole. Through itself. Through to the back, over itself, so it's over itself there, that holds it in place, away we go. So, can we put that on there and get it to go a metre? I'm going to put a bit of blue tack on the bottom of here to stop it sliding off. We've only got to go a metre. Are we ready? Well, we just did 3 metres. In fact, it's still going. Yeah. So job done. All from cardboard, and we did 3 metres with a 200-gram weight. Quick summary. What did we use? We used a cardboard box that I cut up so we could use part of it for the wheels. They are 50 millimeter radius, so that's 100 millimeter diameter or 10 centimeters. We used bamboo canes for the wheel, for the axles. We used drinking straws for spacers to stop the wheels rubbing against the bodywork. The body is the same cardboard folded up into a tray shape, and we pushed holes through it, which we measured to try and make sure they were straight or parallel. So the back wheels are parallel to the front wheels. I used super glue to glue it all together. Other glues would work, but super glue's handy because it actually soaks into the cardboard and makes it very rigid. So I used it on the edges of the wheels to make them more rigid, and I used it on the holes that I put through the cardboard for the axles to go through to make them rigid as well. So that holds it all together nicely. And then this is a 200 gram weight. That says 145, but we just weighed it, didn't we? And it was actually 200 grams. So I think that's the contents is 145 grams, excluding the tin. I'm guessing because we weighed it and it was definitely 200 grams. In fact, it's now 202 grams because it's got that bit of blue tack on it. Yep, job done.